really quickly, really quickly, can somebody explain to me whether or not nuclear war is about to happen? India-Pakistan trade gunfire as tensions rise over deadly Kashmir attack. What the hell is going on? Tourist massacre in Kashmir is escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. Here's what we know. All but one of the 26 tourists massacred in the attack on Tuesdays were Indians. Wait, what the hell? I was attending a wedding. What happened? They killed 26 Indian tourists? Government on Tuesday opened fire on sightseers in a popular travel destination in the mountainous destination of Pahalgam in India. 25 Indian citizens, one Nepali national, were killed in the massacre. Unfolded in a valley only accessible by foot or on horseback. Jesus Christ! Modi's going to nuke Pakistan. People are saying this is China's fault somehow. Well, my immediate assumption is that this really happened. My second assumption is that it's a false flag that Modi did, because Modi's popularity is flagging, and his best bet for staying in power is manufacturing permanent crisis by going to war with Pakistan. First assumption is that JD Vance did this. That's also a possibility. Oh, wow. Pakistan is also claiming it's a false flag. Oh, shit.
So this time again, if there is an incursion from Indian side, Pakistan will meet that incursion in kind, in full force. You know, we cannot allow this incursion of our soil, of our country. This is something which is very fundamental for the Pakistanis. And linking General Munir's statement to what has happened today is a far cry. You know, there is absolutely no linkage. We may make these speeches and sort of reiterate our commitment to Kashmir, which is a very fundamental commitment.
I don't know, guys. This seems like a big deal? Question mark?
Rising diplomatic tensions in South Asia as India and Pakistan go tit for tat after Tuesday's deadly attack in Indian-controlled Kashmir. The latest update, both countries canceled visas for each other's nationals. Let's go right to CBS News correspondent Chanel Call, who is following the story for us from the newsroom. And Chanel, what can you tell us about these new developments?
So, Mugo, the attack took place in Indian-controlled Kashmir earlier this week. 26 people were killed, making this the deadliest tourist attack in Kashmir in 25 years. I want to contextualize this for folks who are watching this here in the U.S. This happened in Pahalgam, which is a popular tourist destination in northern India.
Yeah, it is true that even if it's not a false flag, that's it's got to be used as a pretext for engaging in further escalation with Pakistan anyway. They rounded up tourists, asked them if they were Hindu, and did public executions. Jesus.
This is where my family is from. I've been there, and I can tell you it's about 30 miles from the main city of Srinagar. It's a really mountainous region. There are hills and valleys there. It's also often referred to as a mini Switzerland, so certainly a very popular place for tourists to head to. This terror attack obviously now prompted fear, chaos, and panic, not just in the state of Kashmir, but really across
I love religion too. It's not a religion thing. It's an ethnic tension thing. Like, again, religion is just like a metaphysical justification for pre-existing tensions, okay? It's not like the average Hindu nationalist is like reading up on the Kali Yuga before going out to kill Muslims or whatever. Like, it's largely ethno-nationalist tensions. The partitioning of India killed like 50 billion people or whatever. They're still mad about it. I would be mad about it.
The country. Moments ago, I spoke to a man who was
not
born
Kali Yuga. What's the name of their book?
In Kashmir and left during the civil unrest about 30 years ago. He was on his way back to Kashmir, this time returning as a tourist when the attack happened. Listen.
What I'm not able to understand is that how these guys just came from there's a large forest behind it, and you can see some of the visuals as well when you see this incident happening, and how they just came and sprayed bullets and selectively only the men will be killed, and it shocks me. It shocks me how there was an intel lapse, how there was a lapse on not knowing how these people came from. Which is quite a shock to me as well. I'm sure the locals would know that something like this dastardly act would happen.
And Mugo, the timing here is really important. I've been on the phone all morning with friends and family who are in Kashmir or were traveling to and from recently. And, you know, they've been telling me that recently they've seen this economic boom in Kashmir, specifically in the Srinagar area, because of how beautiful the nature is. And then, of course, this happened and there was so much shock and fear. In response to the attack now, both countries have canceled visas for each other's nationals. The Indian government also did not publicly produce any evidence so far, but they have said the attack had, quote, cross-border links to Pakistan.
Likelihood of us getting involved? Basically none. That being said, this one's pretty rough. They both have nukes, you know. They've so far been good about not using them, obviously. But we really, really, really don't want... The problem right now, honestly, is the fact that A, Modi is desperate to hold on to power while it's waning. Like, his power, his popularity, they're waning. And also, Trump is the worst guy in the world to have in office right now. Like, it could not be worse for us in terms of... Because having, like, it's America. We kind of run the world, right? So having a good diplomat or Secretary of State and, you know, or president makes a big difference. And right now, is Modi similar to Putin? Trump? Modi is very much like Trump, except I would say he's less senile and he's a bit more deliberate. But India is a very difficult country to run. But he's undeniably an ethno-nationalist. I mean, Modi would, like, build camps for Muslims if he could. Like, full-on death camps, for sure.
India also now saying that it will cut the number of diplomatic staff in Pakistan and close the only functional land border crossing between the two countries. Now, in retaliation, Pakistan has closed its airspace for all Indian-owned or Indian-operated airlines. And they also know it has suspended all trade with India. That includes anything coming to and from any third country. So obviously still a very fluid situation there.
That's like everything you do before a war. Oh yeah, this was posted after the attack by the BJP account on Twitter. No one will be spared. India will track... It's AI art, I assume. India will track, identify, and punish every terrorist. India will pursue them to the ends of the earth. And then, like, here you have famous terrorist tracking machinery. A naval military vessel. We've got a jet. We have rockets. You know, just stuff that you typically use in a police action. Yeah, and they're cutting off water to Pakistan, apparently. India suspends Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan after Pahalgam attack. India can now build dams without consulting Pakistan. Islamabad calls suspension of water treaty an act of war. I mean, it kind of is. In a letter addressed to the Pakistani officials, India's Water Resources Secretary Debashri Mukherjee said that sustained cross-border terrorism by Pakistan targeting Jammu and Kashmir impedes India's rights under the Indus Waters Treaty. The obligation to honor a treaty in good faith is fundamental to a treaty. However, what we have seen instead is sustained cross-border terrorism by Pakistan targeting the Indian Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The letter read... Meanwhile, Pakistan on Thursday rejected India's suspension of the Indus Water Treaty and said any measures to stop the flow of water belonging to Pakistan under the pact will be seen as an act of war. Signed in 1960. The suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty was part of a series of punitive measures against Pakistan, which also included the cancellation of visas for Pakistani nationals, expulsion of Pakistani military attaches, immediate closure of the Atari Land Transit Post and Oberoi Post, and the downsizing of diplomatic missions. India's suspension of the Indus Water Treaty is expected to have serious repercussions for Pakistan's agricultural economy, disrupting crucial water data sharing and reducing flows during key crop seasons. Closure of its airspace. In an interview with Al Jazeera, Pakistani Defense Minister Khawaja Asif claimed without providing any evidence that the attack was orchestrated, a false flag, and rejected India's claims that Pakistan was involved. Closure of the Wagah Atari crossing. I don't know, guys. This one seems kind of bad, in my personal opinion. This is a really bad international environment for escalation here. This is why I like the stream, really in-depth commentary. Hey, what do you want? Now they do this every few years. Worst case scenario is India does missile strikes in Pakistan. Okay, for one, that's really bad. And for two, they do frequently fight each other, but the context, the circumstances are difficult. They're different now, right? Again, Modi is a strongman who's losing popularity. What do strongmen do when they start losing the popularity? What did Putin do? Right? Annexation of Crimea, Chechen wars, Georgia, Netanyahu, the death of the international legal apparatus following Israel's massacre of Palestinians. Everyone knows after Russia and Israel, anyone can do anything. Who the fuck's gonna stop them? America is currently not capable of or willing to do anything to protect global peace. This is similar to the Palestine-Israel situation, but Israel. Whoa. Pakistan has a huge military and nuclear weapons, so it's not. Well, I'm not talking about like Israel could just annihilate Pakistan. What I mean is that like the pretense that we all operate in an international, in like rules-based order, that's gone now, right? That's gone now. India has trade deals with EU, USA, and Japan coming. They're not going to do too much. Well, we'll see, I guess. Trump on the India situation, on the India question.
The attack, India and Pakistan, there are tensions after the attack in Kashmir. Have you got any message for them? Are you going to be talking to their leaders?
Close to India, and I'm very close to Pakistan, as you know, and they've had that fight for 1,000 years in Kashmir. Kashmir's been going on for 1,000 years, probably longer than that. And it was a bad one yesterday, though. That was a bad one. Over 30 people.
Are you concerned that there's now tensions on the border between them? Are you concerned about, how concerned are you about that?
There have been tensions on that border for 1,500 years. So, you know, the same as it's been. But they'll get it figured out one way or the other. I'm sure that is. I know both leaders. There's great tension between Pakistan and India, but there always has been.
So he repeated that like 5 times in a row. That's incredible. Like Trump's position is essentially like he is the great deal maker. No wars will start under him. But also, yeah, those Asians be wildin'. Who said that in chat? I stole that from chat. But yeah, literally, like that's his position. Like like he knows one thing about the India-Pakistan dynamic, which is that it goes on for a while, which is true. We're not going to get shit from him. Ugh. I don't expect Trump to be able to weigh in very much when this is the quality of like international peacekeeping that he's currently engaged in.